Hey Fish Tube, how's it going? So it's Saturday morning about 7 a.m. and I just found out I have to leave for a few days, so I won't be back till Monday. So I kind of want to show you the process of what I do to shut down the fish room and take care of the fish while I'm gone. Now this process works for me for up to 7 days. Anything after 7 days you'd have to make adjustments. But I'm just going to kind of go over this, what I do when I have to leave and I want these fish to be okay. So I got up early so I could take care of this. Because water quality is the key. So everything's been water changed. We've had the feeding, and here's what I do. I just turn off the lights. I want it as dark as possible in here for those 2 or 3 days I'm gone. Now I don't know exactly when I'm going to be back. Hopefully Monday morning, and that's not going to be an issue at all as far as not eating. But what I found is by turning off the lights, you're kind of just shutting the fish down. They're just taking an extended nap. And I'll go over more details later in the video, but I just kind of wanted to get this before I leave. I'm in a hurry to go, so I just kind of wanted to shoot this, and then when I get back I'll go into more detail. So everything's done, I'm ready to go, and then so I have my Casa lights, and I can control this from wherever I'm at as long as I have Wi-Fi. But what I do is actually, I'll turn it off now just to kind of show you the shutdown. But I'll probably unplug those from the Casa, leaving the Casa going, so they're still going to go through their cycles. But that way when I get back, I just plug them back into the Casa and it goes right back into the system. So I don't have to reset everything, okay? So basically that's it. I got to take off. I will be back in a few days and I'll go over how I set up the fish as far as feeding, because you don't want to start dumping a bunch of food into the tanks if they've had a couple days off, or even 7 days off. So here we go. I'm going to shut it down, and that's it. So we'll see you guys in a couple days. Take care. Hey Fish Tube, how's it going? So I'm back. It's been about 100 hours, so about 4 days. Took a little longer than I thought. We had to take care of a few things and kind of melted a vacation in there as best we could, but we had to take care of a couple family matters. So about 4 days, I'm going to let the fish acclimate to the light a little bit for about 30 minutes, and I'm going to do a walkthrough with you and kind of show you all the fish. We'll do a quick walkthrough and kind of check the fish, and I'll talk about the upcoming projects and what I've done so far. And I've moved some stuff around, so you notice everything's changed up a little bit, but since we're moving more to discus and catfish, I had to move some fish out and shift some fish into other tanks and to a tub and everything like that. So we'll go over that real quick, all right? Okay, first we'll start with the Angelfish Fry Tank. Excuse the lighting, but I don't have time to set up all the lighting today, so we're just going to kind of do a quick walkthrough and check on the health of the fish. So these are the red koi angel fry. They're approximately 2 months old and growing out well, and everybody made it. Everybody looks really, really good. So the next one I want to look at is the discus. The sunset or the sunrise, I'm not sure what we're calling this one, and the heckle cross. And then, so we've been coming up with names. We got the ribbon or the red map. So we're not sure what we're going to call them, but both of those are great names. I think those are a little closer to what they really are. Okay, and then we're going to look at it over here, a wild heckle cross. Perfect shape. These guys are going to be amazing. Not the best color, but that's okay. We're going for shape over color, and then the color will breed in. And then these guys all came out looking really good. They're hungry. They're waiting for their food. So we'll get them fed in a couple. So that's one thing I want to talk about, feeding. Because they haven't eaten in 4 days, you want to feed really, really light. You don't want to go heavy on the food at first, because you'll bloat them. Their stomachs are shrunk, and they need time to get those stomachs expanded a little bit. If you feed them too heavy, so a bunch of small feeds, if you feed them too heavy right away, they're going to bloat up. So you got to be real careful when you haven't fed your discus in a few days, or any fish, okay? So I have done this process for up to 7 days as far as leaving fish in the dark like that, and been fine. About that 7th day, you probably want someone coming in and feeding the discus if possible, and you can just leave out portions for them or give them specific instructions. Okay? So they all look good. Black rams, I'll never find these guys on here. And let's see. Adolfo Corys look good. Sturbis look good. Super red Plecos look good. Let's see. Albinos. I don't see any. Oh, there they are on the back of the filter. It looks really good. Baby Discus, the one Discus from the red map. Ribbons, that's what we'll call him for now. He actually looks really good. He's hungry. He wants to eat. Plecos. So the L134, L397, and L33. So I'm going to start building a rack for these guys, and then the Melanitania, Bozemanii, Lake Antijo. These are Gary Lang's. They look really good. The reason I put them in here is because it's nice and heated for them, and they've been in pretty cool water. So kind of got them in here, and they're worth a lot to me. So I'm going to keep these guys really healthy. But you can see the red tigers are starting to cave up. There's the leopard frog. And right there is, tucked in under that log, is the Allen Kerr tiger. So they're still young. So different ages. The king tigers are the oldest. The L134 leopard frogs are medium age. And the Allen Kerr tigers are the youngest. So probably another 6 months to a year before these guys are ready. Now this tank here, I've cleaned out because we're going to cut this stand down about 3/4 of the way, and we are going to move it down here. So this is going to be a discus breeder tank, and I have 2 more. And what we're going to do is take this tank out and build a 6 tank rack right here. So these stands will go away, and I'll build a dedicated rack. So I don't want it to go too low, but I also don't want it to go too high, so I got to figure out the dimensions, and I'll go through all that as I build it. So that's it. I hope everyone has a great holiday, and we'll get this video out. My next one is going to be on fish room on a budget. As you notice, my lids are all homemade, and I want to talk about how to start a fish room if you're going to, and you don't have to go all out. You can start. I started everything with this one tank right here. So this 29 gallon was how I cycled my room. I did it in my bedroom for about 3 months before I started my fish room, because the last thing I want to do is not have seasoned tanks. Now it takes about 6 months to season a tank. Not cycle, season, so there's a difference, okay? So everyone, thank you very much for the subscribers. Channel is growing. I'm really trying to get these videos out, but it's been hard because my business is kind of exploding because of the holidays coming, and everybody's wanting everything done before Thanksgiving and Christmas. But as the holidays get closer, I'll have more time to produce these videos. There's a ton of stuff happening in the fish room, okay? So you notice a lot of empty tanks in my fish room. It's because I'm moving stuff out because I know that I'm going to be putting up breeders soon, and those breeders are going to have fry, and I need tank space. But I've also bought a bunch of tanks, so I'll be adding about 20 to 30 tanks to this fish room. And you're probably asking, where can I put them? If you look at this wall is set as far as tanks, but this wall here, I can go up. This tank's moving, so I can build a rack system here. These tanks are not utilizing great space for breeders, so that's going to go up. And then this tank here, I can put tanks above it. And then this tub is kind of my overflow tub, so you'll see guppies and stuff in here. So what I can do is move this tank, this tub. I'm not sure, and this is my fry system, so I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do here, but I think I'm probably going to move this out and then build up, because this window doesn't get used except for in the summertime. I crack the window a little bit, but I don't like the light coming in because of the algae issues. It really just takes my labor up to another level with all the algae this window creates. Now sometimes I do open the window and the shade and let fresh air flow through, because I think fresh air is important, especially for the circulating pump up here. That fresh air is good because it takes that fresh air and pumps it into the tanks. All right, Thank you to everyone subscribing. Thank you for all the views. I appreciate it, you guys. And we'll get more out for you. Take care.